Dubai, Dubai, you love it or you hate it. And I can understand why you love this city. I'm not sure I really get it why so many people actually don't. And today we're gonna talk about those. We're gonna talk about the haters, those trolls on social media who always have something bad to say about Dubai and the UAE whenever the UAE is in the news. And I actually never got it why there's so much negativity around this part of the world. I mean, the UAE has always been a very friendly country throughout its history. It's one of the few countries that has never been in a conflict. They haven't invaded any other country. Whenever there is a natural disaster anywhere around the world, they are the first to come with aid and support. They've been neutral in their politics and everything. And yet, you have trolls all over talking badly or bad-mouthing the UAE and Dubai whenever there's an article somewhere in the news. I'm gonna take you through some of those, for example, and we're gonna go and debate them one by one. This gentleman says, "Nah, I prefer to stay where I am. I not like countries that have no respect for women. Not if you're a female." And then one says, "It's all fun and games till the oil runs dry. Isn't kissing in public illegal in Dubai? Why would I want to live there?" Then one says, "It's a place where 80% of people wears a gown." This is a more general. It says, "It's not a place for person of color, women, or if you're from the LGBT community." One says, "It sucks so bad. There is nothing to do and no culture." One says, "Dubai has always sounded like a holiday in materialistic hell." Hell. So all these comments have one thing in common. They are all based on misconceptions and a total misunderstanding of the UAE society. We're gonna spend this episode debunking each one of these comments. My name is Tawfiq. Thank you for joining me. You are watching the Dubaians podcast. So let's start with the first misconception, the one that talks about women, that the UAE is not a place for women and there's no respect for women and girls here. This cannot be further away from the truth. In fact, my wife has once told me that she hasn't felt anywhere safer than in the UAE or as respected and as privileged as living in the UAE. Women are equally treated as men here. In fact, respected even more. And in all the government institutions or services you go to, there is a queue especially for female. And this queue would be always like calmer, easier to use, faster. So actually when we have something to do at the government, I usually would send Irina there because things can go much smoother and faster for her. So that misconception is totally wrong. Women are exceptionally well treated, respected, and seen in the UAE. So this misconception about women is totally wrong and even absurd. Women are very empowered and respected here. They are in the government, they are ministers, women ministers, they are in the workplace, whether in the public or private sector, and they are very well respected. On top, and this is where actually the UAE does even better than most countries in Europe and the West when it comes to women, is safety of women. Here, any girl, my young kids, women of all ages can walk freely in the streets without being worried about being harassed or abused. And this is a privilege. And the fact that you can live safely here as a woman is a statement that this country respects women big time. So to say that women are not respected or is not a place for women is a total misconception. Just come here and you, if you're a woman, and figure it out yourself. Another misconception says Kissing in public is illegal in Dubai. Why would I want to live there? Okay, again, misconceptions. Maybe this one is based on old laws and the conservative image of the UAE. But no, it's not true that it is illegal to kiss in public. If you're in a mall or somewhere in public place and you give your wife a kiss on the lips, a quick kiss on the lips, then nobody's gonna bother, nobody's gonna tell you anything. Actually, we value love and we celebrate love in the UAE like anywhere else in the world. It's just not frowned at all. What you have to be careful about here is being disrespectful to people around you. And I think this is common sense, and it's the same anywhere else in the world. Which means if you're going to sit on a bench in a park with people around you and kids around you, and you're making out with your girlfriend and doing indecent acts, then yes, that's illegal. Is the police going to come and drag you and your girlfriend straight into jail? That's probably not gonna happen, but yes, you're gonna be frowned at. Somebody from the public may come and give you a comment, but that's normal, and that's I want to live in a society like that where people are respectful of others. You have your bedroom for these things, not to do these things in public. There are kids, there are people not comfortable seeing others making up in public. But holding hands or putting your hand around your wife or your friends or your girlfriend and even kissing on the lips discreetly in public, that's fine. That's not illegal. No, you don't go to jail for that. That's for sure. So that's kissing in public illegal in Dubai. Comment is debunked. It's not true. I have never heard of anybody going to jail for kissing in public. Now, there's one that talks about Dubai not being a place for people of color and for the LGBT community. Now, if you ask me about one amazing thing about the UAE, I would say diversity. Diversity is probably what made Dubai and the UAE what it is, and why it's so attractive to so many people. Because here everybody is welcome. I look Arab. My wife is from Ukraine, so she looks very Ukrainian. And our kids are a mix. They look neither like me nor like my wife. And in most places where we go for vacation, one of us would turn heads and will get some eyes because we look different from the rest. Whereas here, nobody looks at us. I mean, we're exactly the same as everybody else, because here you have people from 200 countries, or races, or colors, or genders, or sexual orientations. I mean, it would be delusional to think that in the UAE there are no LGBT community. Of course there is. They live here, they respect the culture, they respect the conservative society of the UAE. So no, you're not gonna see people with rainbow flags doing pride marches in Dubai, but that doesn't mean they cannot live here. That doesn't mean they are not respected. As long as they respect the society, they respect the country, they can live here, they can have their own life in their private homes, and there's no issue around that. I know people from the LGBT community living here for decades, no problems at all. In fact, you're probably safer here as part of the LGBT community than if you were in some ultra-conservative village or state in the US. And probably, I mean, in Oklahoma, you're less safe as a gay person than in Dubai. So that's not true that if you are a person of color, you're black or you're yellow, or that you're going to have issues here. On the contrary, it's extremely tolerant, extremely inclusive country. If you're a woman, we already said it, it's very, very empowering to women. It's a safe place to women. And for the LGBT community, again, we don't have to go all woke culture. I mean, the fact that we live here is because most of us are fleeing away from the woke culture. We don't want it. We don't want it for our kids. We want our kids to be open-minded, tolerant, and accepting of others. But we don't want to go all out. There's no laws and no rules anymore, no respect. Everybody can do what they want. Everybody can think the way they want should be the rules. So no, we don't want that. But yes, you can be part of the LGBT community and live in Dubai or the UAE happily ever after. So debunked. Okay, the next comment and misconception. There is nothing to do and no culture. Okay, that's again, this one is based on the fact that the UAE is a very young country. I mean, it's 50 years old, so yes, it doesn't have the history of the Levant, it doesn't have the history of Europe or China. So that's true, but that doesn't mean there is no culture. That doesn't mean that people here don't value culture, don't value their heritage. I mean, the Emiratis are very proud of their heritage. They're very proud of where they come from. They still, till date, celebrate using their old methods, their old history. The Bedouin life is important. On the Dubaians, you will find a lot of videos where we capture these moments, like desert safaris, life as a Bedouin. We talk to some Emiratis as well, and we talk about how they live their life every day. So no, we cannot say there is no culture. There is a very unique culture that has built up in the last years, and is the multicultural. The fact that we have this pot of multicultural people coming from all over the world, and this is where your kids would build up and grow with a very unique culture that is open-minded, diverse, and very inclusive of everybody, because they are exposed to so many cultures from around the world, and all these cultures come and blend together. I mean, we went to a restaurant, to a fine dining restaurant a few weeks ago, and he served us 12 dishes, and these 12 dishes are all based on the different cultures that are here in the UAE. So saying that coming to UAE, why would I go there? There's no culture. Oh, there's a lot of culture. Museums, new museums are opening every day. On the contrary, there is a love and the thirst for culture, for art, for education. And this is a country where you're going to see much more art scene, much more culture coming your way in the coming years. So that one is definitely debunked. UAE is not only shopping malls. Come here if you love museums, you love the arts, you love the music, you're going to be served well. So the next comment says, Dubai has always sounded like a holiday in materialistic hell. I mean, hell is a bit exaggerated. Materialistic, this probably comes from the fact that the UAE is a rich country and there are rich people living in Dubai, but I have met people that are rich who are not materialistic at all, and I have met people who are struggling with ends meet and they are extremely materialistic. So being materialistic is not really correlated to how much money you have or how well off you are. It is maybe a European, especially somewhere in France. You see this a lot. There's the money taboo, like you shouldn't talk about your money. You shouldn't encourage your kids to actually pursue money, which here we don't agree with. And us personally in our household, we don't agree with that. We think you should celebrate your successes. You should aim to be successful, you should aim to earn yourself a good living, and that's what we tell our kids always. And that's not materialistic. This has nothing to do with being materialistic. This simply means we're ambitious. We want the best for ourselves, the best for our kids and their grandkids after them, and I don't see why we should be apologetic about that. But that doesn't make us materialistic, and Dubai is definitely not a materialistic city. Dubai has attracted, sadly, a lot of influentials who actually have given it a bad image with, all these Instagram photos and videos of flashy cars and five-star hotels. Perfect, fine. I mean, some people live that way they like it. And yes, Dubai does attract that, but so does Paris. In the Champs-Élysées, you see something similar. You see the same in London, you see the same in Rome. So it doesn't make Rome, Paris, or London materialistic. There are part of us, some of us, love this lifestyle, and that's true. But the vast majority of people who live in the UAE are not materialistic. And the country doesn't encourage materialistic thinking or attitude. On the contrary. So I don't think that Dubai is materialistic. We're definitely shielding our kids from that, and it's working fine. We've been here for 23 years, and I don't see that as an issue. Don't just watch less of these Instagram influencers, and you'll be fine. What's the next one? So it's a place where 80% of people wears a gown. Okay, the number is not correct. It's not 80% of people here who would wear the local dress. The locals, or the Emiratis, and this is a unique demographics that you don't find anywhere else in the world, they actually make about 10% of the country's population. Now imagine in France or in the US, the Americans or the French make 10% of their own country. I mean, that would be shocking, wouldn't it be? But it's not bothering the Emiratis much that they only make 10%. On the contrary, they embrace expats coming here and helping them grow their country and sharing with them the prosperity and the happiness of the UAE. And we blend all together very nicely. Now, yes, the locals, the vast majority of them would wear the local dress, and that's more cultural than anything else, because they want to stand out, because they are only 10%, so they want to show that, okay, we're the Emiratis, okay, I'm an Emirati man, I'm an Emirati woman, so they dress up like this. But they are very relaxed about it as well. I do have Emirati friends. When we go out, they dress up in Western clothing like us, and funny enough, when they dress up like us, they look exactly like us. So it's definitely not 80%, and assuming it was, I don't see the problem. So what's the problem in a country where 80% of people wear a gown? It's nice, it looks nice, it's clean. I never understood how the Emirati men can actually dress up in white gown for a whole day and stay so clean and so neat. I mean, that really requires a lot of effort. And yeah, I mean, I don't see the problem if it was, but it's definitely not 80%. And yeah, that's part of the culture, and that's part of the beauty of what makes the UAE and the Arab Gulf, is that we see people wearing local dress, and there's nothing wrong with it. So if that stops you from coming here, that's fine. So all these misconceptions and bad mouthing come probably from misunderstanding of this part of the world, but also perhaps from jealousy and envy. A lot of people may not like the fact that UAE and Dubai are so prosperous, people here are happy, and it's a peaceful place. They don't wish good to other places, and well, that's understood. But our job, I mean, what we do on this channel is to break the misconceptions for those who want to listen, who want to learn more about our part of the world. And I really encourage you to come and visit. Nothing beats if visit to a country you have a misconception about, you think negatively about, you visit it, and it's easy to change your mind when you realize that a lot of your misconception is based on misunderstandings or wrong stereotypes. So if you're open-minded, welcome to visit us in the UAE. Do it in the winter months. You'll enjoy it more. Now it's super hot outside. Thank you for listening. That was episode 2 of the Dubaians podcast. I'm Tawfiq, and I'll see you next time. Thank you.